In our first story, Chief Executive of the University of Ghana Medical Center has revealed that 3 COVID-19 patients are in the ICU, with 8 others being taken through regular hospital management at the facility. Dr. Darius Osei tells journalists the facility has the capacity to manage patients, whilst health workers remain committed to helping combat the disease. Komla Adom joins us with more. Now, Komla, what more do we know about these 3 patients?
Well, Daniel, according to the CEO of the UGMC, these 3 people were part of the number that was brought here as people with the virus who needed medical attention. He mentioned earlier that when those who were on mandatory quarantine were tested and some tested positive for the virus, they were brought here. And they also included some of the other individuals that have been brought here and currently are in ICU. We do not know about whether they are male or female. We'll try and see if we'll get some access into the facility and then interact with some of these people. But he maintains that the 8 others who are not in critical condition are very stable. They are managed, they are in good condition, they are in high spirits, they are here, they are being taken through their paces, and the health workers are helping them through the stages of the recuperating process.
So the UGMC has 11 patients?
Yes, 11 patients in all so far.
And the 3 in critical condition were brought in when these 1,030 people went through mandatory quarantine?
According to what he mentioned, they were part of the pool of those who were tested after the mandatory quarantine period. We know that the country's borders were shut, and the president directed that those who came into the country must be put in mandatory quarantine, somewhere in hotels, somewhere in resorts, and they were tested. So out of that pool, those who tested positive, some of the numbers were brought here, and those are part of those who are being managed here at the moment.
Thank you very much, Komla Adom, for that. But in relation to this, tell us about the launch of COVID Connect. How will it help fight against COVID-19?
So that the COVID-19 in this era, all the talking points has to be about COVID and treatment available to patients. So at this particular launch, the University of Ghana Medical Center, in collaboration with Farm Access Foundation, launched this particular service. And the distinction is that it's not only an app, it is a service in totality, with the app inclusive. So what it does is that it helps the health officials here at the University of Ghana Medical Center monitor the health of patients. People who call in will have to give details of the symptoms that they are presenting with. If you have headache, for example, if you have runny nose, if you have sore throat, the app, which is the Lucy app, you can download on App Store or Play Store, will give you the options to input all those particulars, the symptoms that you are feeling at any given point. Then the medical expert will be able to pick these symptoms and then give information about how to get treatment, whether they are going to get you to the facility or whether you're going to undergo home management, etc. So this is almost like a remote healthcare delivery system. Right from the comfort of your home, you only have to use the app, send all the particulars, the details of symptoms you are feeling and all your health records. Then a team of medical experts that have been assembled here in a facility called the Coordination Center will be liaising with these individuals. They'll call them on a regular basis to ask how they are feeling and if there are any new symptoms since the last contact, etc. And then they carry out the process. And Daniel, you have to add that all this service will be at no cost. All you have to do is you have to be 18. You go to App Store or Play Store, download the Lucy app, LUSCII, and then you follow the prompt, and then you are good to go. Now, this particular service, at the moment, after this launch, is available to people who are in the Greater Accra region. In 10 days, we understand the service will be extended to other parts of the country.
Thank you very much, Komla, for bringing us those updates. Now, away from that, Food and Agriculture Minister Dr. Owusu-Efik-Akoto says there's abundant food in the country, hence the distribution and marketing of food will continue after the lockdown without any inhibition. At a press briefing on the state of food security in the country, he stated the COVID-19 pandemic has provided an immeasurable opportunity for the country to produce food to meet both domestic and export demands.
They are making available to us in the next week or so, immediately, of something like $20 million US, and the subsequent consideration of our request for $90 million US, which is to be considered down the line. We are beginning to receive support On Monday, 20th April, that's 4 days ago, the ministry received a presentation of PPEs and cash donation of 10,000 Ghana cedis from Agra, mobilized from its country staff. The cash is to serve as seed money for the COVID-19 support for agriculture and food security. This is a gesture worth emulating. We also want to acknowledge the support of Global Affairs Canada for refurbishing 3 biocontainment laboratories, which are now being used for testing coronavirus samples. Friends of the media, we wish to reiterate the commitment of the government and the President of the Republic in prosecuting the transformation agenda. We remain resolute in our conviction that agriculture is key in contributing to sustainable economic growth of our country. The results of the initiatives introduced by the government since 2017 are evident. We will continue to intensify our efforts and urge all well-meaning Ghanaians to come on board. To offer me the opportunity to assess the field situation as we begin the planting season, I plan to visit 10 regions in the southern part of the country, starting from the first week of May this year. We intend to monitor at first hand the program of distribution of improved seeds and fertilizers and how our extension services are benefiting the farmers of this country. I wish to thank you for your attention. Thank you.
You're still live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Dazi. There's a lot more coming up in the bulletin. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now, as social distancing becomes a norm to help with the fight against COVID-19, commercial drivers in the OT region have taken some initiatives in this regard. Correspondent Peter Senu reports.
Driver unions in the OT region have for the past weeks been complying with the social distancing protocol in public transport by reducing the number of passengers they take on a normal day. Taxi cabs now take 4 passengers, including the driver, while sharing the extra passenger cost on the fare for commuters. Emmanuel Obekun is the GPRTU chairperson at Jasikai.
The drivers are supposed to take 4 passengers, the taxis. We are taking 3 passengers, spacing them out so that there will be no contamination.
That is just to ensure social distancing?
Yes, social distance. So this afternoon too, we started with a variety of names to get their telephone numbers so that in case we need any of them, we can just call and get them so that we know what to do. On Monday, we were bearing the extra cost, but all around the driver unions, they have decided that they will decide to pay some of the money to the passengers. So, for instance, our Accra vehicles, when they load 40 passengers at 45 cedis, they are supposed to take 630 Ghana cedis. But now they are only going to carry 10 passengers, which means 4 passengers fare of 180. So that fare too, we decided that when we give them extra 5 cedis, the driver or the transport owner will bear 150 Ghana cedis as a loss.
This development, some passengers think is okay, but others say it is affecting their expenditure.
Honestly, I'm okay. It's health, it's life, and it's okay. If you have to pay an extra 2 cedi or 3 cedi to ensure that you're okay and your life and everything is protected, and you're following the protocols, I believe it's okay.
What I've realized is that the other passenger that they will not take, they are sharing their cost to the other passengers to pay. That is why I think that they have to do something. Instead of the 13 cities, instead of 10 cities, which they used to charge, I think that for them to also do something small, 1 cedi on the 10 to the 11, which means at the end of the day, the driver would have lost some 2 cedis or 3 cedis the passenger too would have lost something. So all of us have shifted from our normal position, our usual positions, to a middle point, where everybody will feel having contributed.
It's not bad. It's just a difference of 3 cedis. If that is what we pay and then we are safe, I think it's normal.
Even the drivers are complaining about their income. Fudu works between Jasikai and Huawei.
The reduction of the passengers is killing us. Because as me, when I'm loaded, I'm only taking 10 passengers. By now they say I should take 222, so it's going to be 7 passengers. When I load the 10 passengers, I'll get 80 cedis, and then I will consume fuel like 60 Ghana in and out. So now when I take fuel 60 cedis, and then the station people they will take 4 cedis in that 63 cedis. So you can see that the money all I have is lost.
Solomon works between KGB and Nkwanta. Apart from the difficulties, he wants fuel prices reduced further as they do not charge extra fare to augment their income.
Actually, it's affecting our income. So we are pleading to the government if he can still reduce the fuel for us so that we can also do much, so that we can also help each other.
Remember to use your nose mask and hand sanitizer anytime you step out. Peter Senu for Joy News.
Now, some NDC supporters have been injured in the Efuto Constituency Party office after alleged macho men with cutlasses, canes and sticks attacked them. According to them, the party has suspended over 4 frontline members without committing any offense. In an interview with Adom News, Nenya Kraman, who is among those who have been suspended, revealed that they were going to the party office to organize a news conference, and upon reaching there, the party executives had mobilized macho men with cutlasses, canes and other offensive weapons and started attacking them.
For quite some time now, the party has been on unrest in Efutu. There are some people who have come to join the party and are using the attitude of the attitude that they have in their previous party to distract the party. There's a key person called James Kofi Annan. Recently, we heard that he was acclaimed to lead the party, and in fact, he did not even pass through the right procedure. And even currently, we're looking at what is happening now regarding his own attitude and also things in the country, in the news and others. You can see that clearly. If he should have gone through vetting, he would have had the opportunity to even lead the party, because he doesn't even qualify. So as we speak, he has given money, he has corrupted some executive members in the constituency as well as the region and national, and they did this illegal acclamation for him. So I'm calling on our national leadership, I'm calling on our founder, Jerry John Rollins, and our flag bearer, which is John Dramani Mahama, to come down to Efutu, to come and see what is happening here. There are people who have suffered so much for the party, die-hard NDC members. They have sacrificed all their life, especially these 4 key people who have been suspended. We're talking about the parliamentary aspirant, which is Henry Kokubotigati.
Well, on the ground, there seems to be some political activity as some NPP delegates in the Dome Kwabenya constituency filed complaints at the police, accusing incumbent Sarah Adjosafo of sending thugs to snatch the constituency album during an election committee meeting. At a news conference, the zonal coordinator in the constituency, Francis Odey Ansah, speaking on behalf of some aggrieved delegates, alleged Madam Adjosafo is to blame for the incident carried out by 2 of her campaign team members during an election meeting in the constituency.
We are informed by the Parliamentary Election Committee, PEC, that they were going to clean the delegates' constituency album, and that electoral zone coordinators of the party were invited to meet with the PEC. Upon this notice, the PEC met, and in attendance were Mr. Moses Osei-Fojuo, former constituency chairman and PEC chairman, Mr. Robert Osei-Bonsu, current constituency chairman and constituency rep of PEC, Madam Monica Akoto Ajay, council member and patron and rep of PEC, Mr. Theophilus Ansalabi, Constituency Secretary and Secretary to PEG, were carrying out the exercise, and surprisingly, a gang of supporters led by Nana Dubin Kwapong, a campaign team leader of Honorable Adjua, the Member of Parliament for Domeko Abenya constituency, attacked and snatched the constituency album of Domeko Abenya from the Parliamentary Election Committee at the meeting and bolted away with it. This nearly ended in a confrontation between a few supporters of Mike Okwe Jr. faction and a group of supporters who planned and executed that needless action. The leadership of Mike Okwe Jr. campaign group wished to state emphatically clear that His Excellency Mike Okwe Jr. and his team were not aware and do not have a hand in any act of clash so claimed by the team of Adjua Safo. On His Excellency Mike Okwe Jr. will resist any act of intimidation, any manipulation, any vandalism in the parliamentary electoral process, in the parliament.
Now, the campaign team for Mike Okwe Jr., who is contesting Madam Adjua Safo, accuses some national and regional executives of scheming to rig the primaries in favor of the incumbent. Team Jakari speaks for Mike Okwe for Parliament campaign.
Tuesday, 21st April 2020, the Parliamentary Elections Committee, that is a body mandated by the National Executive, met. The Parliamentary Election Committee consists of the following eminent persons: the Chairman of the Constituency Council of Elders, Mr. Moses Osei Fojuo, Madam Monica Akuto Eje, a former university lecturer, a member of the Council of Elders, and a sister of Dr. Afriye Akuto, the sitting constituency chairman, the constituency secretary, and the constituency research and elections director, Mr. Emmanuel Boatin. The aim of the meeting was to finalize the 2020 delegates list. The zonal coordinators were all invited so that they could authenticate the existing photo album in readiness to the copy of the photo album list from national. About 4 persons checked their zones as coordinators. They duly signed their portions and left. In the midst of this peaceful exercise, Nana Dubin Kwapong, a polling station chairman in Hacho B zone and a known campaign member of our friendly opponent, arrived and snatched the album, tossed it over to one Alexander Frimpong, also known as Asoroba, a known member of Team Adjua Safo, and bolted away with it.
You're still live on Joy News today. Coming up in business, government urged to absorb unemployed into agriculture to increase food productivity amid the coronavirus pandemic.
If there is incentive package that will absorb these people to go into farming, it means that our farmer population and the size of our land sizes will increase.
More on this right after this. Hello once again, welcome to Business. My name is Daryl Kwao. As workers get hit by layoffs due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is asking government to consider absorbing the unemployed into farming. This means government must have packages that will attract the displaced workers, which should include providing subsidies and the tools to help increase food productivity going into the future. Charles Nyaba is programs manager for the association.
Now, with the inception of the Planting for Food and Jobs, farmers increase application of fertilizer. Most farmers are now using improved seeds, so that resulted in increase in production last year and last 2 years. Now, with this, if there are restrictions or there are distortions, that reduces farmers' access to fertilizer and seeds. It will also impact on their yields. Now, if for one reason or the other, some farmers are not able to go into farm and to expand their farm sizes, and we still have to rely on the sizes that we've been cultivating over the years without yields increase, it means that it also increases the productivity. So for us to be able to increase productivity, what we need to do is to come in with measures that will increase farmers' technology adoption. If I talk of technology adoption, planting on time, using improved seeds, appropriate application of fertilizer, all that will increase their yields. We should also be thinking of how can we absorb displaced labor from sectors that the lockdown affected, such as hotels, such as the banking sector. We have a lot of youth who are unemployed, they don't know where to go. If there is incentive package that will absorb these people to go into farming, it means that our farmer population and the size of our land sizes will increase. So by the end of the day, we are able to increase our productivity. That's one area.
Gold exporting firm Gold Ridge Ghana Limited has donated items including hand sanitizers to the Operation COVID Safety Committee in the Greater Accra region. The gesture, according to the Chief Executive, is to improve upon the welfare of security personnel deployed during this critical time. There's more in the following report.
The donation, which included foodstuff and alcohol-based hand sanitizers, is part of efforts by the Ghanaian entrepreneur to support the fight against the COVID-19. Dr. Nanaya Ododu, who is the chief executive of Gold Ridge, explains that despite the lifting of the restrictions on movement, the Operation COVID Safety Team needs further support to enforce their safety protocols as they protect citizens from contracting the virus.
COVID-19 measures that the government put in place, they've been on the streets, they've been very, very supportive to make sure that the measures that the government put in place will be followed by the citizens. You know, that is why I chose to come to the Central Police today to thank our policemen, you know, and to still motivate them. Even though there's a lift up on the lockdown, I think we still need to take precautions and stay at home, you know, and yeah, that's why I'm here today to thank the police.
Commissioner of Police Frederick Edunim, who received the items on behalf of the Greater Accra Regional Police Command, expressed gratitude for the support.
In fact, we are overwhelmed by your generosity. This is a clear demonstration of the recognition that you give to our services, to you and the general public. By this, you have also demonstrated your corporate responsibility to an institution such as ours. As the lady said, Operation COVID-19 is still in progress. We haven't stopped. We are still working to ensure that everybody is safe from the virus.
Additionally, the company has donated food packages to the benefit of about 15,000 individuals in some vulnerable communities. Ebenezer Sabote's report for Joy Business.
And there's more business news coming up at 1 o'clock on the Marketplace. Up next, sports.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the sports with me, Oreku Wampofo. We start off with some interesting Ghana news that emerged today, and as Wilfred Osei-Kweku Palmer, widely known as Palmer, and he is currently not thinking about being Ghana Football Association president, but he hasn't ruled out contesting in the future. Now, Palmer was disqualified from contesting the 2019 GFA presidential elections by the Normalization Committee for failing an integrity check. The Tema Youth owner was disqualified on 2 grounds. One of them was his failure to pay the 10% mandatory fee to the GFA following the transfer of his player Joseph Painsil to Hungarian side Forever No CTC, and he is challenging the NC decision at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, but has stated he is not interested in becoming the president of the Ghana Football Association.
It's not up to me to force myself on the rank and file or the electorates. It's the members of Congress who are going to determine who should be the future FA president. So if CAS rules and I even have that ambition, I don't think that will be my move or the move for me to make. I will wait on the rank and file to make that approach. If I'm suitable, I'm fit enough to contest for that position, I will consider it when I get to that point. But as we speak now, I don't have such ambitions to do that. So far as I sit here, I don't think I have set dreams to lead the FA until I'm approached by the rank and file.
By the rank and file?
Yeah.
So, if I get you right, you have the desire, however, you are shelving it for now to make the administration run, and then you will also listen to stimulus around you to take a decision. Is that what you're saying?
I've declared that I don't have such intentions as I sit here. Because the most important factor in here is that there's a president in place. Give him the peace of mind to run the FA. That is one. I'm pursuing the issue at CAS because of my integrity. And that's the bottom line.